Hello every pony. Today we will be doing the rest of my cupcakes video. Now I've got on autocomplete, so yeah, I probably won't be able to end the video. I'll just play it all the way through. And when I finish reading it, I'll tell you my thoughts about it because I don't want to have to continuously check if I've hit 10 minutes or so, okay? So let's start. And organs done up in pastels, filled with helium, tied to the backs of chairs. The tables and chairs were made of bones and flesh, of past ponies. Dash cringed at the centerpiece on the table nearest to her, the heads of 4 fowls, their eyes closed like they were sleeping, wearing party hats made from their own skin. She recognized one of them as Apple Bloom's classmate, Twist. Her eyes darted back and forth and then gazed up at the patchwork banner hanging from the rafters, made from several pony hides. The words, "Life is a party," were scrawled out in red. Dash's attention was stolen by a party horn unfurling and tickling her nose. She saw Pinkie Pie standing in front of her. The party pony was wearing a dress quilted from cutie marks. On her back fluttered 6 Pegasus wings, all different colors, as she skipped in excitement. Her necklace of unicorn horns loudly clacked together. "Like it?" she asked. "I made it myself." Dash pleaded. "Pinkie Pie, please. I'm sorry if I did anything to you. I didn't mean it. Please let me go. I promise I won't tell anyone." "Oh, Dash, you didn't do anything. It's just your number came up, and, well, I don't make the rules. We can't turn back now." Rainbow Dash was tearing up. "How could this be happening?" "Aw, don't be sad, Dash," Pinkie said. "Look, this'll cheer you up. I brought you a friend." Out of seemingly nowhere, Pinkie displayed a blue and yellow painted skull. It was about pony-sized, but it had a very defining feature: a beak. Dash was freaking out. Is that... "Hey, Dash, let's hang out. These ponies are lame-os." "Dweebs, dweebs, dweebs," Pinkie mimicked. "I caught her right before she left town. Remember when I left the party for about 20 minutes? That wasn't enough time to play with her, of course. I had to wait till after the party to do that. But boy, am I glad I did. It was worth it for the flavor alone. Griffins taste like 2 animals at once. It's amazing. I know she didn't have a number like everyone else in Ponyville, but when was I ever gonna get another chance to try a griffin? In hindsight, I probably should have asked her where she came from so I could get more, but I forgot. I'll tell you what, though, she was quite the fighter. Lasted a long time, which was fun for me. I got a chance to play with somebody other than a pony and try new things. It's too bad she had so much of a potty mouth." She said so much bad stuff, I had to take her tongue out. You know, bad language makes for bad feelings, Dash." Dash didn't have anything to say. She just sobbed and writhed. "Well," Pinkie Pie said, putting the skull down, "that's enough of reminiscing. It's time to begin." She picked up a scalpel and walked over to Dash's right flank without any flair. She placed the blade an inch above her cutie mark and started a circular cut around it. Her lungs working overtime, Dash shouted in pain, and tried desperately to pull away, but the braces held her still. Finishing the incision, Pinkie grabbed the curved skinning knife away from the tray. She worked it under the skin and sliced the heart away from the muscle. Dash ground her teeth as she tearfully watched her flesh come off. Pinkie then moved to the other side and pleated the other flank. Once she was done, Pinkie held up both cutie marks in front of her friend and started waving them like pom-poms. Dash just whimpered. Her thighs burned. Placing the skin down, Pinkie selected a large butcher knife and walked behind Rainbow Dash. "Hope you don't mind. I think I'm gonna wing it now." Pinkie laughed. She grabbed the left one and started playing with it for a second. Then, stretching the wing out, she brought the blade down at the base instantly. Dash screamed and thrashed her appendage. The movement threw off Pinkie's aim. She tried to hit the mark again, but missed and put a huge slice in Rainbow's back. "Dash, you gotta stay still or I'll keep missing." She took another whack and hit the target. She swung again and again, blood spraying into the air, but realized she wasn't getting anywhere. The blade just wasn't going through the bone. I must have forgotten to sharpen it. I'll try something else, she stated as she tossed the knife over her shoulder, the blade embedding itself in the table. The crying Rainbow Dash heard the sound of a metal box opening and closing. Got it. Say, Dash, why do they call it a hacksaw? I mean, it doesn't really do any hacking. Hacking is what I was doing with the knife. This is a saw. I just don't get it. Pinky placed the tool over the last attempt, and it effortlessly sailed through the bone and skin. The painful feeling of the teeth grinding and biting into her made Dash want to vomit. She watched hopelessly as her wing flew over her head and landed with a fluff on the table. Pinky moved the next and started soaring. Dash didn't struggle this time. She'd given up trying to fight and just cried. Then soaring abruptly paused. Pinky was only halfway done with the wing, hanging off by only a sliver. Hey, Dash, she piped up. Sink fast! Suddenly she yanked the wing as hard as she could. The bone snapped, the skin held tight. The pull ripped a long strip of flesh down Dash's back all the way to her rump. The unexpected trauma caused her body to seize. She felt the warm release between her legs as her pelvis tensed up. Dash's loud, unending melody of pain filled the room. Unable to catch her breath, she blacked out. She awoke with a gasp. The stench of her urine filled her mucus-caked nostrils. She saw a very pouting Pinkie Pie removing the adrenaline needle from her chest. Stomping her hooves, the frustrated Pinkie lashed out. Didn't anyone teach you some manners? It's very rude to fall asleep when someone invites you over to spend time with them. How'd you like it if I came over to your house and went to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry, Dash. You're just so boring. I think I'll take a nap. Do you think I like always doing this by myself? I told you how excited I was. I got when I found you next. I was excited to have a friend here. Be here with me while I work. But no! You gotta be inconsiderate. You know, I thought you were tough. I thought you could handle anything. I've had Faust stand up better than you. Do I have to baby you? Huh? Is that how you want me to remember you, as a baby? She stopped to catch her breath. Dash blinked and softly cried. Her back was on fire. Pinky then popped something red into her mouth and began to chew. She noticed Dash was staring at her. What? She asked. Oh, this? Holding up another piece. Well, while you were asleep, I got a little impatient and helped myself to a sample I got it from your leg. You're not bad. Want to try some? Without waiting for a response, she shoved the strip of meat into the revolted Rainbow Dash's mouth. She immediately spit it out. Pinky picked it up. If you don't want it, you could have just said no. Then she ate the discarded snotty morsel. It's not like you haven't had it before. Swallowing, she turned her attention on the small can on the tray. She removed the lid, revealing that it was filled with burning coals. Sitting on top of the fire were several large nails. Dash began to panic again. Pinky picked up the can and walked over to Dash's left, carefully picking a nail up and grabbing a hammer. She positioned the spike at the stem between her leg and her hoof. No, Pinky, don't! No! Pinky, no! Dash screamed. No! No! The hammer came down and the nail punctured her under her skin. The white hot burning was too much. Dash pulled and thrashed at the brace. Her skin rubbed and tore. Pinky tried to line up another one, but couldn't find her aim, so she let out a frustrated grunt. When she pulled the hammer back to take a wild swing, Dash burst out crying and begging, Please, stop! Please stop! Pinky rolled her eyes, putting the hammer back down. She walked back in front of her friend. She stared pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't even cry this much when she stuck that live parasite down her throat. Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next. There was a sudden spark in her imagination. She grabbed the gear wheel on the rack and laid Rainbow Dash on her back. She moved to Dash's hind legs, bringing the can with her. Pinky picked up the hammer again, and she drove a searing piece of metal into the bottom of Dash's hoof. Dash screamed again. Pinky put one into the other hoof, as she located a small generator on the tray. Tying copper wires to the nails, she gave Dash a wink and flipped the switch. electrically.